Now listen up. Yeah, Spider's back. Hey, Randy and Brosy and your hash pipe. Ridiculous hash pipe rule. Eat your heart out because Spider CFL Red Zone rule blows it out of the water. Listen up, and I'll tell you why. Spider here. So listen up, sports and football fans in Canada and around the world. If you want to see no more repetitive, unappealing two-down football stops in the red zone in the CFL, and no more boring, predictable, distasteful, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals in the CFL, which are the two biggest turnoffs and killers of a CFL three-down game of football, that will be remarkably completely eliminated with Spider's super exciting proposed CFL Red Zone rule, and will remarkably guarantee an 18% increase of 50 more touchdowns scored in the red zone in the CFL than chant loud in the red zone of the CFL game live. We want Spider's CFL Red Zone rule. We want Spider's CFL Red Zone rule that the NFL cannot steal because it would not work with four-down football, but work naturally like it's tailor-made for CFL three-down football. That's there every single CFL game, staring the CFL right in the eye, just waiting to be adopted. And when you have a Canadian sports legend like Steve Armitage, who has done 27 Grey Cups, give Spider's proposed new CFL Red Zone rule his stamp of approval, and Rob Vanstone, a Canadian icon sports writer, say after the 2021 CFL season that Spider, the CFL, couldn't have written a better script to prove why your Spider CFL Red Zone rule should be made part of our CFL three-down game of football. And Farhan Laji, a popular TSN CFL sports reporter and CFL broadcaster, say that if it came to a vote, that he would vote to have my Spider CFL Red Zone rule adopted by the CFL. Then you know you have something really big. Yeah! CFL fans, instead of going loud when your home CFL team on offense refuses to go for third down in the red zone to score a touchdown in the CFL, unless they are on the 1 yard line, chant loud in the red zone in the CFL game live. We want Spider's CFL Red Zone rule. We want Spider's CFL Red Zone rule. It's a real game changer and will be the most innovative and the biggest new CFL rule ever adopted by the CFL. That's full of drama, and it will make CFL three-down football a lot more entertaining and a lot more exciting brand of CFL three-down football to watch and be part of. And that will pack all CFL stadiums and make them soar and roar. CFL with Spider's super exciting CFL Red Zone rule. Yeah! I'm back! Spider's back! 3 months later, I'm here. And that's why, Brandy and Brosy, it blows your hash pipe, your stone hash pipe, ridiculous hash pipe rule out of the water. And guess what? Wait till April, because the green zone's going to hear that for the first time. I'll let you know when I'm going to be on. And anyway, look at this banner that my son made up for me. Isn't that awesome? See that? Isn't that something? And I got one even bigger than that. Okay? Okay? Go on my Facebook page and save it to photo. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up on wherever you can put it up. That all CFL fans and all the NFL only fans in Canada, you know how many there are? Many that don't watch the CFL. All the younger generations fans and all sports fans in general in Canada know about Spider's CFL Red Zone rule that Randy and Brosy suppressed in the CFL because they're jealous of my Spider's CFL Red Zone rule. Because there's so much ego, just like Glenn Souther. I'm going to get into that Glenn Souther in a minute. And you know what? Because they didn't come up with themselves. Like Steve Armitage said, he's a legend, did 27 Grey Cups. Spider, the only reason they wouldn't adopt your CFL Red Zone rule because they didn't come up with it themselves because of their huge egos. You're right, Randy and Brosy, get out. And Steve, and by the way, Glenn Souther, I got a word for you. I got a word for you. Okay? All right, I'm hyped up. You're damn right I'm hyped up and I'm pissed off. Because the CFL is going down and bankrupt. That Glenn Souther is lobbying for, imagine lobbying through Sports Cage. I'll never watch him again. And they put it up in the CFL News Twitter. Of course he would. Saying, oh, he can do the job to CFL and getting all these Canadian ratio. The few that are left, Canadian ratio fans, a few CFL fans are left, they'll lobby for him all over, like like CFL chatter and so forth. It's ridiculous. That's one the 3 Down Nation hasn't done anything on it. This is insane. So it's really unbelievable this is happening. Because guess what? This was going to be my next set coming back. Video set. That's going to be titled, "The CFL cannot hire another basically leftist like Randy Ambrosie is, okay, political leftist, radical leftist, got rid of him and Trudeau got rid of the Eskimos, but the new owner doesn't have enough spunk to put it back. Very disappointed in him. And imagine having, look, my God, can you believe this? And I'm going to put up the title for this session. It was going to be, "The CFL cannot hire another guaranteed Canadian ratio player as commissioner of the CFL." Can you imagine? And by the way, you know what, Glenn Souther? You're so unqualified, it's insane. It's insane how unqualified. You couldn't even run a donut shop. You're so egotistical. I sent him on my rule, my CFL Red Zone rule. You know what he sent back to me? He said, "Interesting. Look, he's got so much ego, this guy. He can't even be, he's only a second commentator, and he can't even do that right because he's so biased that all he talks about is Canadian players, how great they are, when they're not even, a lot of them aren't even good enough to be on the CFL field. And they all want to go to the NFL. They want one-year contracts. That's why there's so one-year contracts. Did you see the free agency? Are you kidding me? 35 players every year, and then Lewis has enough, American has enough men Gull to go on. And how many teams has he shifted? Edmonton, Winnipeg, twice tried to go there, come back to Winnipeg, then to Edmonton, 320,000. Imagine, he's not worth 120,000. Seriously. And that's what they should be paying him. No more receiver any more than that. Maybe 150, maximum 200, but 300 in Hamilton. You say, "Oh, now people buy my jersey." What are you talking? Buy your jerseys? Are you kidding me? You got one-year contracts. You're all over the place. You're probably soon with everybody's team. But getting back to Glenn Souther, this guy is. I can't believe this guy lobbying. That says he's going to be the next, basically, the CFL commissioner. He's calling the CFL, saying every day, he even said, "Do you have your commissioner yet?" Can you imagine that? Shouldn't even be a candidate. Like my son said, it's just ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Well, guess what, Glenn Souther? Where's your business background? You never ran a company. You couldn't even run a donut shop. How could you grow the game? You know what you would do? Grow the Canadian ratio from 8. Oh, yeah, and that's how much Dave Taylor knows about the CFL. He keeps saying it's 7. Same at 3 Down, Dunk. Justin Dunk, he doesn't know anything. He keeps saying 7. It's 8. Read the rules. Read the rules. Okay, I'm pissed off. You're damn right I am. Read the rules. Glenn Souther would make it 12 or 15. Maybe 24. Like, get this guy, and he's in, all he does every game, and he doesn't broadcast. He's a side guy that's a comedy talking. All he does is talk about Canadian players, how great they are. He never ever mentions anything about America. He's unbelievable. This guy. He's in bed with the Canadian players, and the Canadian Players Association, just like in Brosie. But Brosie ran basically a finance company. And he couldn't sell dog shit to rats. Randy Brosie, he's a terrible marketer. He's a terrible promoter. He's a big-time bullshitter. Professional bullshitter is what he is. Just like Glenn Souther. Glenn Souther thinks he knows everything. He knows everything. Imagine, no background, no marketing background, no business background. Like, you kidding me? You know, where's his expertise? What company did he run? Sports company did he run? What big company did he run? Where's his numbers that he grew and made a company or a sports league successful? He's a joke. He's an absolute joke. Like, listen, the CFL, if you're that desperate to hire Glenn Souther, and then he gets Wally Bono, they'll say, "Oh, you make a great, all this stuff," because he's in Vancouver. He lives in Vancouver. He's friends with Wally Bono. Can you imagine? I mean, these people are out of their minds. Look, the Canadian ratio is the reason that the CFL is dying. in the NFL has become so much more popular. Like usually 3 or 4 times or 5 times or more the numbers in viewership numbers. And you see them, you can see the numbers. Like, and Glenn Souther says he can do the job, be the commissioner of the CFL, and like goes all this big write-up of what he said. Like I heard him say it on the sports cage that this guy's got so much, he goes so in love with himself. He's unbelievable. This guy's a clown. He's like, this guy like he would bankrupt the CFL. They're going to probably go down anyway, but they will go down so fast if they ever hired that clown as commissioner. And listen, I used to have a little bit of respect for him. I have no respect for him. You know what he said to me when I sent him an email one time? He said, look, I don't talk to people, you know, basically fat. Like he doesn't talk. He's too good. His nose is too high up in the air that he would never talk to a CFL fan or want to know about my rule. Like he's just unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. This guy, I tell you the truth, I wish he was never like involved with TSN. And there's a lot in TSN that's got to go. I like Mac Dunnigan. I like a few of them on there. You know, Stiegel. But I don't like many of them or the broadcasters. They're all egotistical. I like Fire and Logic. He's got class. And like, I mean, come on. Come on, you need a professional, a younger professional businessman that ran a big company and ran it successfully and grew the business. And you should have someone that would have, but you could translate that. Mark Cohen did. Like, look, if they can't find somebody like Mark Cohen, hire Mark Cohen back. He did the job before. And look when Mark Cohen was commissioner of the CFL. And by the way, he said he would have lowered the Canadian ratio with expanding to Ottawa. And it'd probably be even lower. And he said he would never get a 1-year contract. He said if they can't give me 2, he'd like to have 3, then I'll find somebody else that will. Like, listen, the Canadian Players Association, they have the majority of the vote. They need to be shut down. And now they got another. Now they have another one executive that's another Canadian racial alignment or defensive back or something. It's just unbelievable. They're running the CFL into the ground with their Canadian ratio and their Canadian Players Association. And you imagine having another worse than Ambrosi? You know, no, that doesn't have any business. Doesn't know how to run a business. He couldn't run a Kool-Aid stand. You know, like I'm telling you, this isn't, you need somebody dynamic, somebody with some class, somebody that's got like a business brain, a marketing brain, a promoter, a super salesman that can sell her game, and someone that can do a comparison. I could sell our CFL 3L game. You know what? I have a business background. I could be a commissioner. I'd be a lot better commissioner than Ambrosi. I'll tell you one thing. And Glenn Souther couldn't even he couldn't even hold my stick, my drumstick. Listen, you need somebody that's got to be as a commissioner in that field, in that industry, someone that's going to shine, someone that's going to be flamboyant, someone that's going to have some class, well-dressed, well-spoken, business-orientated, okay? A real professional, unbelievable super marketer that can really market the product, promote the product, sell our CFL 3-down game, and by comparing it to the NFL game, why our game is better, and using zingers. Okay, it's no different when I was with Pentex, became the district sales manager, and I was top salesman of the year in all of Canada, won a trip to Japan, okay? And the thing is, like I had to compete against Nikon, Canon, Minolta, you know? Those were the big ones, okay? And like I had to know my product, okay? You don't knock your competition, but you show why your product's better. And that's the type of commissioner we need to do. We need a commissioner that's innovative. You know, I like to see personally a CFL 3-down game, or a CFL 3-down football day in Canada, like the NHL. Like, I sent that off to the CEO of the Calgary Stampeders today about what they should do in McMahon Stadium, all back seats, right? Widen and improve the concourses, you know? I told them that that Stampede, bowl, Stampeder Bowl game during the Calgary Stampede, that's good marketing. I praise him for that. This is the type of commissioner we need. And Thanksgiving weekend, there should be 4 CFL games, like it used to be. Promote it Thanksgiving week, CFL 3-down football day in Canada, and celebrate our game with minor football too, in high school and college that plays CFL 3-down football. Celebrate our game a whole day with 4 big CFL games on. Hopefully 5 when we get a CFL team in Halifax. We need a new commissioner that can do that, not a bullshitter like Randy Ambrosie. We need a real professional, sharp guy, well-dressed, well-spoken, knows how to sell, knows business, has a business degree, okay, and maybe sales marketing degree as well, both, that ran a company and was successful. Got to remember, okay, all the successful sports leagues all allow the best available players to play, okay, for an entire game. The CFL is the only one that doesn't, okay? How can you have a professional football league and sell a CFL 3-down game of football if you can't allow the best players to play at every position for an entire CFL game, okay? So to dictate, okay, and handcuff, the general managers and the coaches, they can't recruit the best available O-linemen to protect their investment. Look what they're paying quarterbacks in the CFL. And have the best players in every position, defensive backs, linemen, O-linemen, defensive linemen, quarterbacks, okay? Listen, the Canadian ratio, it's got to go. The Canadian Players Association got to go. And you know something, I'm calming down now, but look at the Canadian players that are retiring. Look at the Canadian players that go in the NFL, that were playing in the NFL, one even playing the Super Bowl, okay? That's my next session. I'm doing 2 sessions. That's my next one. I got a real good one. I'll tell you what the title will be, okay? At the end, okay? That you got to see it. But I have some real good things I want to go over in that. But let's getting back to this subject matter and the title of this video. And I'm sorry I got all wound up and I was pissed off. You wouldn't believe our remote control. I got to get a battery. It's a 2025 Sony battery. It doesn't matter. I can get a generic. And what a nightmare getting this off. And I never ever actually did a video with this camera. I don't think in my life. I did still shots, but I use it mainly for this set, this authentic set that I work my ass off to put up for you people. But I do it because I do it for you. I do it for you, and I listen, I appreciate every view. And I've had a few new, and please subscribe, subscribers and so forth. I'm going to read their names next video, okay? And thank them. And anyway, we cannot have a Canadian ratio player commissioner like Randy Ambrosie. We can't have someone like him. And especially Glenn Souther. Can you imagine? It would be an embarrassment. The CFL owners, are you that desperate? Are you behind this? Are you that desperate? How is he even allowed to be doing this? This guy is totally unqualified. He has no credentials at all. Like, he can't even do his job well. People don't like him. He's so biased to riders. He's so biased Canadian players. Like, no, people don't want him. People said, yeah, be good. That way we get rid of him off TV. Listen, he would be a disaster. Like, if that's all they can find for a commissioner, if that's who they want for a commissioner, well, the CFL, you're going down with this clown. You're going down. You deserve to go down. And you're practically almost dead now. You're dying as a league. And you have to, this is what the CFL has to do. They have an opportunity now to get a real super deluxe commissioner that has all the credentials, that can do the job and promote the game. And you can't have, you have to have someone that's going to get rid of the Canadian ratio. And yeah, maybe put a roster Canadian ratio on the like MLS has. They're not forced to play any Canadian players. Start them. The Canadian MLS soccer teams like Toronto FC, Vancouver Whitecaps, and Montreal, they're not forced to. No, because no one would be going. They wouldn't win a game. You can't have this in a professional football. This is not, listen, this is not the Canadian Amateur Football League, okay? If you Canadian players, you want to form that league, you go form that league. What you need to do is shut them down. The owners, are you listening to me? Come on, Shut these guys down, the Canadian Players Association. Shut them down. The hell with TSN. Shut them down. Shut the league down. Let all American players play. They can form their no Canadian flag league, Canadian amateur football league. Let them form that and see how many fans. And they had a goal last time when they wanted to reduce, because the owners want to reduce it from 7. Now it's 8 Canadian starter. Imagine guaranteed Canadian starters and more than half the roster now. Okay? And they wanted to go to 5. And the Canadian players said no one would go. No one, look at the empty seats. No one goes now. And now it's worse. It's 8 guaranteed Canadian starters. And a lot of Canadian players that are only on the team because the passport, the Canadian ratio, and half the roster has to be Canadian. Imagine that with injuries and the 8 starters with backup, and they probably pay 10 because of injuries and they don't want to. Saying that, oh, no one would go to the games, we get rid of the Canadian. Are you kidding me? Everybody would go to the games then because you'd see the best available players playing our CFL 3-down game of football. And by the way, with my CFL Red Zone rule, listen, this hash pipe, stupid, gimmicky, Randy Ambrosi, like that pitch I'm going to use, and I'm going to talk before it so they know I'm live. And I'm going to say, listen up, Jamie. Now you got to hear this, the comparison between Randy Ambrosi's gimmicky hash mark rule and my Spiders Super Deluxe CFL Red Zone rule. Okay? And I'll tell you, that's a good pitch. I worked hard on that. And I'm going to get that out to every radio station. I'm going to get on. I'm going to get on to all the CFL cities where they have like Derek Taylor. I said my CFL Red Zone, and he wished me luck. Look, I got some big name people behind my CFL Red Zone rule. It's only going to take one. And that guy, Luke, what's his name? William? He was main, I forget his last name. Luther or something? I don't know. But I'm going to get it to him, TSN. I just need one guy to get on it that's going to expose it all over the place. Expose it on TV, expose and go for it. Say, man, this rule is unbelievable. This got to get out there. You got to know about Spider CFL Red Zone rule. And Steve Armstrong told me all I need is one that's going to do it. Far and large, he's afraid that the CFL will come down on him or they take his job from TSN. You know, because he broadcasts the CFL and he's a reporter, and I think also Rob Van Stone, who endorsed it. He's now with the Riders. He's a bit scared of the CFL, but he's anxious. He said the CFL couldn't write a better script to prove why my CFL Red Zone rule deserves to be made part of a CFL 3-down game of football, and that was 2021, and he's still saying it. He wants me to keep him informed. And Steve Armitage, 27 Grey Cups he did. He's a legend. These are all sports legends, really. Steve Armitage is unbelievable. Like, he endorsed it right off the bat. He said it's a winner. It's brilliant. And he said it will make our game a lot more better. It's a natural. It's tailor-made. He said it'll make our game way more exciting and way more entertaining brand of CFL 3-down football to be part of. And by the way, he says the CFL's got to realize that's what they're selling. Okay, they're selling entertainment and excitement, or you could reverse it, excitement and entertainment. Okay, and Randy Bros say, oh, fun, fast, and like his bullshit and his hash mark rule. What a joke! It does nothing. Does nothing. You know, narrow. Other than increases 2 and outs, more short passes, right? And they miss field goal from the 20-yard line in the upright. But anyway, can you imagine Glenn Souther, the commissioner of the CFL? Can you imagine this clown? Can you imagine him? You can't imagine. Can you imagine? Well, that's the end. I've never watched another CFL game in my life, and nobody would. No, that would be the end of it. People, the only people, the Canadian ratio old fogies that are left, and I'm one of them, but I'm not that stupid, okay? They would go. So what you'd have, 2,000 people in the stands? It'd be all over, you know? And you have to fill these CFL stadiums. My CFL Red Zone rule will make them soar and roar, and they'll fill them. Look at the features and benefits. Go on my Spider CFL Red Zone rule Facebook page. My presentation's there, my last one, refined, and my 10 super features and benefits. They're powerful. They're zingers too. And the guaranteed 18%. You imagine My CFL red zone will guarantee 50 more touchdowns in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams, an increase of 18% on what they're averaging around 54% on an average. Like that's how many touchdowns they score in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams. Okay, using the current rules, but my CFL red zone rule would be an enforcement rule. Okay, so on third down, if needed in the red zone, they'll be playing exciting CFL 3-down football to score touchdowns. And if they score 50, if they in the red zone using the third down, my CFL red zone rule, if they score touchdowns 54% of the time, like they are basically now with playing 2-down football, okay, basically, because they only go for on the 1-yard line on third down, there'd be 18% an increase. Imagine 18% more increase in touchdowns scored in the red zone for a total of 50 more touchdowns. Imagine. Can you imagine? Amongst 9 CFL teams. What a rule. And by the way, my CFL red zone rule, if they're stopped and maintain possession of the ball, not forced outside, it would be a kick from the 35 out of the 7 from the 40, which is a challenging kick. And they still get my Spider CFL red zone rule kick. But only if they maintain possession of the ball on third down, they'll turn it over and they're stopped, okay, and still maintaining possession of the ball. But it's a great added feature, it's compatible, and it's complementary, and it's a great feature because they still come up at 3 points. But it's a challenging kick from 42 yards. But anyway, you know, this went fast. Sorry, I really had trouble with my camera getting it going. My remote, I need to get this fixed. And you know what? I'm glad to be back in set. I'm sorry I'm calming down. I'm coming right back at you. And what it's going to be on the Stupid Bowl or the Stupid Bowl, whatever the hell you call it. And why our game is so much better and why the CFL quarterback position is so much more difficult than the NFL quarterback position, and how overrated the Super Bowl is and how overrated the NFL is. I'm coming right back at you with it. I'm going to go for it very soon. Within minutes, I'm coming right back at you. And Spider, here comes Spider CFL Red Zone Bowl. Take care. Love you. Keep subscribing. All the best. I'll be right back at you with my second video. I'm just doing 2 this time, not 3. And thanks for all your views and all your nice comments. Thanks.